Today, we're going over how to identify A-plus setups in the market. Let's get right into this trading video. Trading just A-plus setups will not only help you with your consistency, but it will also help you to stop losing so much. There's a lot of B-plus setups, there's a lot of B setups, and there's a lot of C-plus setups out there in the market every single day. But there's only a handful of A-plus setups that we want to take, right? I only want to take those high probability trades, which are those A-plus setups. I don't want to take a okay trade or an alright trade. I want to take the best trade possible. So how exactly do we do that? Well, in order for us to take a great trade, we need to have the parameters also look amazing. I want to take something that reacted very nicely because I also want a very nice reaction. I'm not going to plot my key levels off of something like this. Then I'm just going to get that when I take the trade, right? I want to make my key levels and my zones based off something that I would want to take, right? I would want to be in something like this. I would want to be in something like this, a nice aggressive move to the downside. Same thing here, same thing here, same thing there, right? Same thing right here. So I'm going to plot my key levels and my zones based off of that, and not based off of this price action, not based off of that price action. It's actually disgusting. Next, we see a huge move to the downside, and then prices holding up in this certain area. If you have a moving train that is literally not stopping, and then out of nowhere it stops, there's something holding that back. And that is exactly what you guys see right here, right? We have an aggressive move to the downside, and price is stopping out of nowhere at this certain price, right? That is something to note. This is going to start to become an A-plus setup if we can come back in that area and retest it. So, okay, there's something in this area, right? The train doesn't just stop out of nowhere. Came over, comes back up, comes in that direction, a wick in that area, okay? We'll come back, another test. Look how weak this was, and we got another test in this area. That's 3 tests right there. You have a zone, and then you just play a breakout. That's a A-plus high probability setup if that breaks out, because price was respecting that. If price keeps holding that area and then is finally able to break, it's going to aggressively move to the downside because that's exactly what price did, getting to that area, and then it stopped. Once it breaks, it's just going to continue what it was trying to do in the first place. Here is another one, right? We had an aggressive move to the upside and a rejection, okay? We had another rejection. This is a very aggressive candle right there, right? This turned green to red, a very nice rejection. We had this huge red candle turn green and still stopped in that area. So there's something there, right? So that breaks out around that 396 area. It's going to go. And then next thing you know, it just ran up. Then we had another aggressive move to the downside, and then it's holding, right? The train went, and then it stopped at this certain point. What point was it? 396, and I bet this open was 396. Open, 396, exactly, right? So something at that 396 is telling you there's something there. We bounced there. Came up, tried it again, bounced, moved to the upside. Aggressive move to the downside, staying in that area. And then, finally, we broke out, right? So you would already have this zone here just from this alone. So you get it from right here, right? This is where it started rejecting. You have your zone here, right? This is an A-plus setup. Look how many times it's respecting that level, and it's respecting it perfectly. We go over here, and we just drag it out, right? So the low of that right there. And then look, price is bouncing in that area. This is not an A-plus setup right here. You guys can see that this was starting to turn into an A-plus setup, and then we had this huge wick. I'm not a fan of these huge wicks. So if we deleted that, would this still be an A-plus setup or would it not? Will this become an A-plus setup or not? So if we keep going, the wicks keep going back and forth, and then this broke, right? This broke 395, and it came up. It's not looking that great, right? We came under that, came above that. It's super choppy, right? We had choppiness in this area, though. Look, we came down, came up, came down, came up, came down. If we make a zone off of that, it's going to be choppy. And if we did, it was choppy, right? History repeats itself in trading. We make a zone right here, even though it's super choppy in that area. If we just move that over, look at that. Super choppy in that area. choppiness, it just came down, came back up. That's not the best price action whatsoever. The price action we're looking for is straight down or straight up. Next thing right here, right? We see a reaction here. That's not at that area just yet, so I wouldn't even count that. We have a reaction there. We have a reaction there. It's at literally the same exact point. The smaller reaction area, the better, because price is respecting that certain area, so you know that there's something there. If it's too big, it might just be, price just consolidating and doesn't really care about that wall whatsoever. I want to make sure that it's not just consolidating for no reason. So we see that it's rejecting, a nice rejection after a huge move to the upside. There's something there. You can't just have a rocket ship and then it just stops midair. So we see that, we ran up, we finally were able to break that, and then we retested that area and bounced. Another retest in that area. Another retest trying to come in that area. Okay. Next, since we have that area, and it's small, like I said, we want a small area, the better. Rejection, bounce, bounce. Smaller the better. So when this breaks out, because of how well it's been reacting, right? We had that huge move to the upside. A nice move to the upside. And then it bounced. Nice move out of that. Came down, bounced. Another nice move, right? It's looking good. It's respecting that area. We came down. That was perfect. So hopefully this helped you guys out a little bit, and make sure you guys are very patient when it comes to trading. Trading is 80 to 85% just waiting for the right setups to happen. A lot of people confuse patience and hesitation. If the setup is there and you're hesitating, you're not being patient, you're just hesitating and you're being too emotional when it comes to trading. But it's literally 80 to 85% of my time trading is just waiting for the right setups, and then the rest is just 15% execution. But we can also see in this area right here, right? Another reaction in this area. Just because, again, this is a nice reaction area. This is an A+ setup. It came to this area, and then it reacted, right? We came all the way up, reacted, rejected, came right back down. Why? Because it's a nice reaction area. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Hey you, yes you. Listen, if you guys are not in my Discord chat room where I live trade every single morning, post all the zones, all the key levels, everything that I'm looking at for the day, post 3 to 5 lessons per week to teach you guys the exact strategy that I use that allows me to consistently bank on SPY every single day. That has helped thousands and thousands of students become profitable traders around the world. We got people in the UK, people in Canada, people in the United States. The best part is that you guys can join this chat room as well. All you guys have to do is click the link in the bio, or you guys can message me on Instagram if you guys have any questions. Pop it up right here, and I hope to see you guys in there. Peace.